Hey, good morning. Today's not a pressure cleaning video, but it is a video on how to preserve stuff that you only run maybe once or twice a year, including generators. This has been in my garage for 2 years. I haven't used it since I got the last Gestapo notice from the Homeowners Association. So right now that gas tank's bone dry. It's been 1.5 years, 2 years since I used it. I'm gonna fill it up. There is no prime, it's got a choke. And this thing will start like on the 3rd or 4th pull. I don't know if you can tell, but that gas tank's bone dry. I don't want you to think I'm pulling some trickery on you. So I'm gonna fill it up, crank her up. All right, got her gassed up. Don't pay attention to the old Rube Goldberg gas cap. Gotta turn the choke off now. Okay, here we go. Voila! All right, I'll show you my preservation trick at the end. See ya. First thing you're going to want to do is run your generator or your pressure cleaner out of gas. Once you run out of gas, the fuel bowl in that carburetor's got as little as it's going to have. So get yourself a rag and whatever size wrench for the fuel bowl nut. We're going to take this fuel bowl off. We'll let this air dry. We'll put it back together. And this thing will fire right up for you next year or 2 years from now. Got my rag. I think mine's a 1/2 inch. Yep. And the gas is already leaking out of it. Once you get it loose enough, you can probably do it with your fingers. I don't know if I can do this. There's quite a bit of gas in there, and there's a jet in this bolt, and that's what gets clogged up when you leave gas in your carburetor. That little tiny hole and that hole, they get clogged or would varnish. So just empty out all your gas. Wipe the bowl dry. I let this sit for 10 or 15 minutes, just let it air dry, get all the fuel out of there. Now you'll have an O-ring here or a seal, and right now mine's stuck on the carburetor, so I'll be able to put this right back on. Sometimes that seal comes off, and you gotta gingerly get it back up in there. You can put a little RTV, hold it so you can get it back on. You also have this gasket that you may or may not destroy. But if you're not using this till next year, you got plenty of time to get a gasket. As a matter of fact, my lawnmower, I bought an entire carburetor with all the gaskets for $19.99. So I'm going to let this dry and we'll put it back together. Okay, since my gasket's hanging on there, I don't have to put it in this rim of this bowl. So I'm just going to put this right back on. You can feel that bolt go into the threads. Screw it in with your finger. You can even turn this too to help you if you want. Once you get the gasket up there, it'll stay centered. All right, I'm just going to tighten that bolt back up. You don't want to squish it or crush it. Just get it snug until you feel a good rise in the torque, and then you know you got it. There you go. That thing is bone dry, and this will fire right up for you 1 year, 2 years, 5 years from now. Well, that's my preservation process for long-term storage. First year I bought that pressure cleaner, I used it, ran it out of gas, put it back in the garage. Next year comes around, go to fire that thing up, it runs like crap. So ever since then, I had to take that carburetor apart and clean it. For the last 8 years, I do this every time I use that pressure cleaner. Thing starts up on the second or third pull. Well, thanks for watching. Cheers with the icy cold Stella Artois. Have a good holiday. See ya.